question down the front.
Yeah, thanks. David Cradle from the New Zealand Green Building Council. Question for Amanda. I really like, the use of open innovation, but have you seen any cool examples of open innovation that you could talk about in relation to sustainability?
I'd like to say yes, David, and provide a sample of different case studies, but I can't think of anything that springs to mind in the sustainability space where I've seen open innovation working really well, sadly, because I think that there's huge potential there for us with this industry. I think we get great collaboration with industry partners, but we still haven't cracked going outside of property, going outside of key stakeholders, clients, tenants, customers, to that broader innovation piece. It's great to see some university houses here at Green Cities, and I think we need to speak more to academics, but I don't think we've cracked that up very well.
We have a question over on the left here.
Hello, Chris Chua from ISPT. This is probably a question I've sort of, in all the presentations, it could be probably directed to probably three of the speakers, being Michael, Scott, and maybe Tony, but I certainly would like to open it up to the panel. I guess one of the things that, certainly from a landlord perspective, when we're doing developments, one of the things that really sort of astonishes us with the industry, and you have to put it into context that with the Green Building Council and all these green buildings are now being built, we're getting smarter in terms of our material selection, our procurement methods, our construction methods. But one of the things that I certainly feel that hasn't really moved over time is about the warranty of the buildings that are being delivered to us. You have to consider, like, if you look at the car industry at the moment, if you buy a car now, if it's a Hyundai or whatever, there's a 2 or 3 year warranty on their product, and now they're becoming cap servicing. So they have obviously belief that their product is delivering based on a life cycle that they've predetermined they can achieve. Now, in terms of your research, have you guys looked into that in terms of what's happening when with regards to things like warranty? Because at the moment we just have a 12-month defect liability period and that's it. People walk away. And I know there's a number of builders in the room, but certainly that's something I'm just wondering, have you come across anything where suppliers and builders have said, look, now I'm starting to believe the product that I'm building, given obviously we're more robust with what we're trying to determine in terms of its life cycle, that they're willing to actually offer extended warranties, or to a point from a life cycle point of view have a real belief that their product is more robust and there's more longevity. I'm just curious in terms of your response on that.
I'll answer briefly first. Just in terms of technologies in buildings, I think you'll find that, and many people would know this, but I think you'll find that most manufacturers of particular types of equipment that go into buildings will offer different sorts of warranties. 10 years is perhaps a typical kind of example, but I think the other side of the coin is that in speaking just from an Australian perspective, in all states, you'll find that there are consumer warranties which relate to commercial buildings as well as domestic buildings as well, which are basically in state legislated frameworks which typically are 10 years for guaranteeing the performance of a building.
Yeah, as Tony suggested, it varies by segment. So for residential, we often see 7 to 10 year warranties, which is consumer protection. In terms of, and that's pretty much mandated by the government, by the state governments. In terms of commercial buildings, it's generally, you're looking at, as you suggested, a defects liability period that is really looking at just quality of install, not necessarily material performance. So while insulation and glazing performance shouldn't degrade over time, you're likely to get product-specific warranties, but it comes down to how do you back-to-back all of those various warranty clauses, and who takes the overall responsibility, because there's so many different relationships in the supply chain to build a commercial office space, for example. How it becomes almost a paperwork nightmare to create a single whole of building warranty. the developer doesn't necessarily want to take responsibility for unless they can back it through right back up the supply chain.
Okay, we have one. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to provide my answer to that question from a design point of view. Obviously, at the start of a project, we will enter dialogue with all of our clients as to what they want for their warranties, for their buildings, for their various trades. And obviously, the key thing in the green sector is making sure you set an appropriate warranty that does allow for innovation and does allow for testing new products that might not have the 20-year warranty the year after because they're only new to the market.